everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys have been reading a lot of good books. Today we're going to talk about Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. I've heard about this book for many, many years, and I've heard good things about it and bad things about it. But honestly, I had no idea what it was about. Some kid in space? In the future? That's about it. And while it is about some kid in space in the future, it's about a whole lot more than that. Andrew Ender Wiggin is pretty much a genius, and it's kind of up to him to save the world. Did I mention that he's not even 12 yet? Unfortunately, because Ender is so important, he's treated rather unfairly and sometimes cruelly throughout this book. It really made me kind of sad. Orson Scott Card is a really interesting writer. This book is definitely science fiction, and I had never read anything that was sci-fi before this. But more than the genre, his writing style is just different from anything I've ever read. I had a hard time following the book at first, but that was mostly because Card used a lot of terminology that I'm not familiar with. He explains most of it throughout the book, and I just sort of caught on to the rest of it. But I will admit that there were quite a few times when I kept reading even though I wasn't entirely sure what was going on. But it never took me too long, only a page or two to finally catch on to what was happening. There were quite a few times while reading this book that I got really angry at the people who were pulling the strings. Not that I didn't completely understand why they were being so evil to a 6-year-old by the end of the book. Ender is always awesome though, and always takes care of himself. And he's pretty gifted at mind games himself. But the injustice of it all still angered me sometimes. I think Ender's character is one of the most inspiring and determined characters that I've ever read about. In spite of all the opposition he's up against, he never quits, and I think that's just an amazing message to put across. If this little kid with the survival of the human race on his shoulders can take a deep breath and keep playing the game, I think I can get over my little problems. I enjoyed this book quite a bit. Is it my favorite book ever? No. Do I recommend it? Yes, of course. Though I'm not sure I'd recommend it to anyone under the age of 16. If you are interested in buying Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, there are links underneath this video. Be sure to check out my blog's book page to keep track of what I'm reading.